Hi, my name is Braden Z. I am a junior at Blue Valley High School, and I entered the teacher ed program because I have always been good with kids, and I really enjoy making a difference in kids' lives. Um, I hope to go to Emporia State University to study education for elementary ed, and I look forward to it. All right, so here is my resume. My objective is to teach in a school district in Kansas using my education degree and people skills I've learned while here at CAPS. Uh, like I said, I'm a junior in Blue Valley High School. I've attended the Blue Valley CAPS program, and I've had a lot of professional experience, majority in classrooms, but also we collaborated with Mid-American Nazarene for our first FEA conference, and then as well as many different activities such as body venture that we helped with at other elementary schools. I am also CPR and first aid certified. All right, here's my philosophy of education. I compare education to flying a kite. I feel like in education there's going to be many ups and downs, but you need to learn how to cope with that and how to make yourself better and be able to fly a kite more. So, as you can see, I used a personal experience when I was in middle school. My computer teacher, Miss Wells, um, she taught us a lot of things, not just computers. The majority of the class was actually talking about what we can do to better our lives and etc. We can look at my lesson plans right here. This is a lesson plan I did first semester with Miss Troutman in a fourth grade classroom. I had QR codes that were already taped to the desks, and then they paired with a partner, and they took their iPads and scanned over them, and they had to read over the text and correct it, and then also um, define the inferences and how to make an inference. Like if Johnny broke a window, an inference could be his mom was trying to be mad. So that's kind of what they had to do in the more complex terms. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed how the students collaborated with the iPads, and it went over really well. So here are my forums. Forums are a thing that we had to do that Ms. Fry would give us a prompt or an activity and we had to go and write about it. So here are some examples of my forums. Excuse me. Um, so I feel like the forums really benefited me because you can really see like another side of education from someone else's point of view, and I feel like that helped me and gave me a lot of ideas to expand on my knowledge as a teacher. Technology integration, I I'm not a huge techie guy, but I like using education or the technology because it helps the kids learn more because nowadays kids are more um, interactive and hands-on learning rather than just sitting back and letting the teacher talk. So I feel using technology is kind of more of a game for them, and that's what they use technology for now is games. And so the students are going to do better and pay attention more if they can play a quote unquote game when in reality they're actually learning. That would be very beneficial. My project I did was this puppet theater right here in the middle. Um, we collaborated with an engineering strand, and we drew up the design, they built it, and then actually I just finished painting it and putting everything together, so it's now a finished product. We're going to use this in several different things. This top part does come off, so it'll be easy for transportation, and we'll take it to like elementary schools or like on a field day and have just like a fun puppet theater type deal. Um, really cool. I feel like this would be really good for the kids because then they can actually see or participate in a puppet theater and using puppets. That's always fun. So my professional development, that is part of the body venture and stuff that we've done. So, like body venture is a thing where um, we had third graders coming here to CAPS, and down in the main floor, they set up this big kind of maze looking thing full of body parts they had to walk through. And then my job was to keep the waiting third graders up in our classroom and play like games with them, educational games. Like I played like trash get ball, but they had to do a math problem. They had to get it right first before they could actually shoot the ball. And if they didn't get it right, then they had to go back to the end of the line. And then some other games we played were like we had like little ducks in a pond, and they had to get a multiplication right, multiplication fact, and then they got to draw a duck with a number on it, and they had to create a equation with that. So that was a lot of fun. They really enjoyed that, and then that was just kind of a waiting period for them just to transition into downstairs. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed using Body Venture. And then here are my partnerships. My partnerships are my second semester CAPS. So this is my internship. So now I'm in the classroom for 6 weeks instead of three. And I have 5 lesson plans for these partnerships. My first one, I was in Mr. Stoltenberg, an eighth grade classroom. I actually had him when I was in eighth grade, and so that was fun being able to see him again. But I really liked how his style of teaching was more laid back, and if the kids want to learn, they learn. If they don't, they just mess around, and that's going to come back and hurt them. I really thought that was cool. Um, I'm not a huge fan of middle school. I really like elementary school. So my second partnership, I was with Miss Mullen, who I've been with before, and this time I was in her class for 6 weeks, and I taught 3 times during my time there. Elementary school kids, they're by far my favorite. They actually like coming to school, and I actually can thrive off of that, and their positive attitude makes me positive. And while I was at Miss Mullen's class, I got to sit on a faculty meeting as they were discussing using a certain app to benefit their lesson planning and etc. And then during the team meeting, I have to see how the team, which consisted of like the fourth grade teachers, plan together and also discuss the issues of the past week and how to deal with them correctly. Miss Mullen was great. I would like to thank her because she let me intrude on her classroom for a total of like 8, 9 weeks, I believe. So that was really good, and I made some really good relationships with the kids and the staff as well. um, Thank you for looking at my audio tour. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.